Hey guys, it's OdaibaDiver here, and it's been a little more than a day since Sephiroth has been released in War of the Visions JP, and actually yesterday a bunch of my guildmates have already gotten their Sephiroth to level 140. We've been doing a bunch of tests to try and figure out where he fits into the meta, and so I thought for today I would make a video showcasing a bunch of mock battles against the Dark team that I'm having the most difficulty beating right now. If this sounds like something that you're very interested in, do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because all of this week I'm going to try and bring you guys the latest meta information from the JP server. I myself play in a top 10 guild on JP, so over the next few days we will probably have the opportunity to play against some of the top guilds over here and be able to see how they're using their Sephiroth and what other teams are really good right now in this new meta. Okay, with that out of the way, we'll go and proceed with our video for today. I'm going to start off by showcasing a lightning missile team versus this Sephiroth team you see here. So we are going to start off with Cloud at level 120 to sort of set a baseline as to what should happen in this matchup. But after this, I'm going to go and do Dream Enhancement on Cloud to get him to level 140. And we'll see if anything changes for this matchup. And then to cap off the video, I will also show you guys some other meta teams on this map against the Dark Sephiroth team. So I think I've prepared here a Lightning Magic team, a Full Wind team, as well as one of the Meta Ice teams that are really good on this map. Alright, so before we begin, actually I need to first explain some of the moves that Sephiroth can use in the battles ahead, so that in case you haven't, actually have a good idea of what Sephiroth does, you won't be completely out of the loop when you're actually watching the footage. So for Sephiroth, the first turn, generally speaking, he will always use his AoE buff here. And this move will actually give light resistance 20% to all allies in the AoE, as well as reaction block rate 50 to those allies. And he also gets a self buff to himself, which is a 3-turn preemptive counter attack against physical attacks only. It's not stated here, but I guess I'll let Bismarck know the full translation later on. And then for his second turn, usually he will use Dark Wall, which is this move here that puts a barrier on himself that will reduce 50% damage for 3 times, and it will also give him AP auto restore for 3 turns. This is a move just for buffing Sephiroth, and usually this is his turn 2 move. But in our case, in the Sephiroth that we'll be fighting, he will instead be using Pizarro's TMR skill on turn 2. And this move will give him haste for 3 turns, as well as decrease the amount of hate on Sephiroth. After the buff, he will finally be ready to attack, and usually if he's in range, he will use his Limit Burst, which is an AoE attack that removes re-raise on target as well as courage. It's a guaranteed hit move, and it also does a bunch of damage and reduces the AP consumption on Sephiroth by 40% for 3 turns. But in our case, against Lightning Missile, what Sephiroth is going to do is actually use this move here. This translates to Prison Gates, and this is also an AoE attack, except this one, it breaks general barriers for all targets and increases the slash attack resistance penetration by 40 on Sephiroth before doing a bunch of damage. So because Lightning has a barrier on herself, this is the move that gets prioritized. And then other than that, some other attacks we might see in the battles ahead include Shadow Flare, which is his level 120 move. This is another AoE move, and it's basically his guaranteed hit move that he has forecast of, and it does decrease some CT on the targets. Other than that, I think the other move that I see him use a lot is his single target attack move. And this one does, this one will debuff the defense on the target by 25% before doing damage. And with that, I think that's everything you need to know about Sephiroth's possible attack moves. And I think, yeah, I think we're not missing anything, so alright. I think you're all ready to start watching the footage. So we're finally going to get into it. Let's kick things off with Lightning Missile versus Dark fight number 1. So straight away, we have Frederica buffing the range for Lightning, and then Cloud comes in with Soldier's Honor, with Keen Blade actually. And Sephiroth here is getting his AoE buff in, even though he has nobody around him to buff. Whisper comes in with a regen and some other tank stuff. And now we're all ready to attack. Darfina heals up. And Sephiroth does the Pizarro TMR skill that decreases hate on him and gives him haste. Reflex on Frederica. So far so good. Sephiroth comes in with a huge AoE attack. This is, I think, Prison Gates instead of his Limit Burst. And there we go. So we're going to repeat the fight one more time, just to make sure that there's no, RNG in play, well, to basically showcase, the results again, just in case there's some RNG aspects. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get to see Sephiroth's Limit Burst in the first fight. We probably won't see it in the second fight as well. But hopefully in the other matchups later on, we'll get a chance to see it. And one thing I want you guys to note is the amount of damage that Sephiroth does on Cloud later, because that may be important once Cloud gets to level 140 and gets a bunch of buff to its HP. Also take a look at how much Sephiroth's reaction abilities are coming out, because one of the upgrades for Cloud at level 140 is that he gets 50 reaction block rate up. Although I guess if Cloud doesn't attack Sephiroth, then we wouldn't really see that come into play, right? Whisper is doing a lot of the, a lot of work in this fight actually. Well, and Darfina goes down. So we might be able to get some KOs before the fight is over. Okay, Whisper is down. And that's the fight. Alright, so now we're going to go into Dream Enhancement, get our Cloud to level 140, and we'll see if the results change at all. Okay, so this is the unit screen. Let's go into Cloud, and as long as you have a unit that is at level 140 and who has Dream Enhancement available for them, you can go ahead and click this button and unlock it for them. I have to use a mix because I don't have that many FF7 Mind Spears for Cloud. And straight away the passives he gets his max HP buff, he gets reaction block rate up, and he does get a buff to Mega Slash, but it's not going to be used in the fight anyway. So I'm not going to talk about the upgrades for that. Let's just go ahead and level up his EX level a bunch all the way to the maximum. So in case you're new to all this Dream Enhancement and Reincarnation system, what you basically do is at level 120, after you unlock this, and you spend a bunch of resources to level up and get him to level 140, you are basically rolling for extra stats that you can see over here on the yellow column and on the numbers over here. All of these things are random, as well as the stars that you get. So each time you do the Dream Enhancement up to level 20, you have a chance to, get yellow stars over here. And if you're lucky, sometimes you may get the 3 stars earlier. And once you have your 3 yellow stars, you basically want to click the reincarnation button, use up some more resources, and by doing so, you can reset. You can reset Cloud's status to level 121. All of these random stats over here and over here go away, and the passives go back to level 1. But the yellow stars get converted into green stars, which give you a permanent stat boost. Today, I think we're not going to do a reincarnation on Cloud just yet, because I'm not sure if Cloud is the unit I want to be spending my reincarnation scrolls on. So we're going to just go up to level 20 and stop there. Hopefully we get a bunch of ATK and HP, because those 2 stats I think are the most important things for Cloud. And then if we get some critical and critical evasion, that would be good as well. As you can see here, with each level up, I'm not just getting stats randomly rolled here, but my passives are also increasing. The amount of stats that can go up on each level up is there's a range to them, basically, and it's kind of similar to leveling up your equipment in that sense. Okay, we're almost there. By the way, every time you do this, by EX level 20, you will always get all 3 stars. It's guaranteed, but before EX level 20, you have the chance to get your yellow stars early. So for people who are doing reincarnation, you definitely want to pray that your yellow stars popped early. Alright, so here we go. We have Cloud at level 120, and he gets 15% more maximum HP. On top of reaction, block rate 50. And on top of that, we also get 345 extra HP from the random stats. And we have attack plus 26, and critical plus 3, critical evasion plus 3. Alright, so we'll head back into mock battle now. Okay, so we are at level 140 for Cloud. And let's go and see if anything changes in this matchup. Frederick comes in to extend the range of lightning, and then Cloud comes in with Keen Blade once again, Pursuit on Lightning, Emperor Wall on to Whisper, and then Sephiroth with the AoE buff as usual. And I think we're in position to attack. Frederica goes in with a Barrage, Cloud comes in with Soldier's Honor, Lightning does aiming, and then Sephiroth uses Pizarro's TMR skill, and this is where the magic happens. Let's see if Cloud is able to... Well, first of all, Cloud reflexes on Whisper's attack. Not that it really matters, but still. And here we go. Okay, we see that, Cloud has more HP remaining after that attack. But is it going to matter in the end? Whoa, he actually uses the Mega Slash move, I think. That was upgraded. And then Lightning goes in with her Limit Burst. She was actually not able to survive to get this off. But now she's dead. Okay. That was definitely better than the previous attempt with Cloud at level 120. We're going to run this again just to see, just to check for any RNG inconsistencies. Okay, so this is attempt number 2. The early turns should all be the same, but maybe there can be some, RNG inconsistencies later on when the attacks start happening. So really, this matchup, I think really for Dark, Whisper is doing a lot of work in the Dark Metacom right now. I've actually fought against other Dark teams with Sephiroth, and with Leela the Bold and, you know, other units in it. And honestly, without a tank, it's just, you know, not as good, really. So maybe with Sephiroth's introduction in the game, maybe Whisper becomes more viable again, because you do want a tank to protect Sephiroth so that he can come in and do all these, all the crazy damage, basically. Oh, this time Cloud goes down because he didn't manage one of the, he didn't manage to reflex one of the attacks earlier, and basically is a washout. Well, just in case, I think I'm going to run this one more time. Yeah. So because with the 2 attempts earlier, it's really hard to see if getting Cloud to level 140 actually contributed to anything. So I'm going to run it a 3rd time, and hopefully we will be able to notice more of a difference this time. What do you guys think? Does Cloud's level 140 actually make a difference in this fight? You let me know in the comments below. Maybe there's something about this fight that I'm not noticing. But so far, the takeaway that I've got is that really, you know, although Cloud receives a bunch of extra stats, it really doesn't change the fight that much. Unless of course, if he manages to reflex one of the attacks, and if he's able to survive longer. Oh, there we go. The limit burst is out. Sorry, you guys, that's my alarm. Okay, so he downs Whisper. And Sephiroth is down. We might actually win this. Okay. We did. Wow. So I guess Dream Enhancement on Cloud actually did something useful. I'm kind of excited now to see what the new feature will bring to other units. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at Lightning Magic versus Sephiroth's Dark Team. For the remaining fights, we're just going to do a single attempt. So just to be clear, you know, whatever you see over here may not be 100% indicative of how, you know, every fight in this matchup goes. It could be a 50-50, but because we are just running it once, then, you know, obviously the results will only show one side winning. So take all the battles you see here with a grain of salt. But with that said, let's head into the fight. This time I'm going to use the loading time to explain a few things. So Lightning Magic is a team that has gotten very popular since the start of since the end of September and all throughout October. And the reason for that is Skahal's mastery ability too, which you will see get used a lot in the next fight ahead. So basically it gives him the Infinite Courage move that Ketone has. Well, it's not a move, it's a passive. Anytime that he gets killed, or rather if there's an attack that brings him to 0 HP, if this attack started, you know, when Skahal is above 80% HP, then he will basically get courage for that attack. So right away, Reznick starts by buffing onto Skahal with putting a physical barrier on him. And Skahal is attacking already, doing a bunch of damage to Sephiroth. Magic is one of the weaknesses for Sephiroth because his counter abilities are all physical only. There we go. Oh, he didn't even pop courage. And that's it for Sephiroth. He's down already. So definitely Magic is one of the weaknesses for Sephiroth. And it'll be interesting to see what people come up with after Sephiroth becomes the popular meta. So Lightning Magic has been a pretty dominant combination in the top guild battles until recently actually. And it looks like in the post-Sephiroth world, they will continue to dominate. It could, by the way, so this fight, the way it happened, you know, it could also be because of the positioning of the units. If, for example, Sephiroth were to be on the other side of the map and not, you know, directly in front of Skahal, then surely the results of this fight might be different. And Skahal goes down. Wait a minute. No! Dark Fina might actually win it for Dark. They do. That is a little shocking. Okay, so next up we're going to take a look at a full win team versus Dark Sephiroth. So now that we have an actual tank in our attack composition, maybe the fight will go quite differently. So this is, I guess you could use this as an example to, you know, estimate what the performance will be like for any attack team that has a tank in the formation. So like, for example, so the thing is I don't have I don't have snow, so I can't do a ice team with snow in it and show you guys how that is like, but you can sort of, I guess, estimate what is the matchup for that be like with, you know, using June as a replacement for snow. Well, we're not going to show that, so instead I'm going to show you a different ice team later on. For now, it seems like the wind team is not doing so hard against Sephiroth and the dark team here. Jim is down, but Glassella is still pretty healthy and she's able to do a bunch of damage. Suddenly comes in with the clutch. Oh, Dark Fina gets revived. Dark Fina's limit burst goes off. And Sephiroth takes out Glassella. Now, if Sadali is able to charm Sephiroth, that would turn out to be quite an interesting fight. Oh, Sadali still lives. And he does the limit burst on Sephiroth. I wonder if... Nope, no charm happening on Sephiroth. I think this is because of his resistances. I'm going to put up his resistances at the end of the video. Kind of forgot to talk about that. And Sephiroth wins. Okay, so next up we will be showing off an ice team. So I don't have snow, but instead, so this has actually been the meta ice team that I've been using all month long on this Guild Battle map. It's actually one of the preferred ice teams to use on this map. So we're gonna take a look at how it goes. Now, do note that my Elia is actually only at level 115. I think I'm about 20 shots away from getting her to level 120. So I guess maybe later when I get her to level 120 later this week or next week, I might actually do some more tests and, you know, show you guys the results for that, for Elia versus Sephiroth, I mean. But for now, let's take a look. Oh, I forgot to fix my... forgot to remove the black bars. Sorry about that. As you can see, on this map, because there is a little bit of a obstacle over here, so this particular ice team is really good because you can just kind of bunch up together on this side and just, you know, never get close enough for the enemy to attack. And we have Sephiroth coming in with the Pizarro TMR buff. And it looks like Dark Fina is down already. That's pretty fast. It might end up being a 1v3 kind of situation. There we go. Whisper is down as well. It's a bit of a pinch for Sephiroth. This is where we really get to see him use his full capabilities. Wow, that was just really fun to watch. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Finally, I'm going to show you guys the elemental resistances for Sephiroth, as well as his level 140 stats, at least for the Sephiroth that we fought earlier. Oh, that's Sephiroth talking over there. As you can see here, he has quite a crazy amount of elemental resistance as well as attack type resistances. He can really be quite tanky, and look at his stats. The HP is almost at 10,000. Now I've seen actually most Sephiroths go over the 10,000 mark, but I suppose that will depend on the results of your bonus stats for the Dream Enhancement system. I myself, my Sephiroth is actually at level 115 already. So probably, I think later this week, or yeah, later this week when I get him to level 140, I will be doing some more tests using him on the attack side and trying it against a different, against a bunch of different defense setups. So if that's something, once again, if that's something you might be interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you're looking for another video to watch, I previously did my post for Sephiroth over here in this live stream. Whoop. So yeah, head over there and let's just say there's a bit of a surprise in the way that I receive Sephiroth. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. See you guys in the next video.